Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, I Care a Lot. Yes, you've probably already seen this and I haven't. 59,554 people have rated it on IMDb. It's on Netflix, so everybody has Netflix now. Everybody watches all of the new movies that comes out, but essentially she as in Rosamund Pike, is a crooked legal guardian who drains the savings of her elderly wards. And then she meets her match when she tries to swindle somebody out of their money, and they're a lot more than what she bargains for, essentially. 6.2, 59,000 people. Now, it came recommended from a Kimmel Irish pubber who said, hey, I should check it out, so I will. Well, also in this is Peter Dinklage, so that could be funny. And it's an hour and 58 minutes long, so kind of interesting. It's kind of like Body Brokers, I think. So very similar in a sense. If you haven't seen that, check out my review on Body Brokers. I think this is very similar. Anyway, I'll get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea if you haven't seen it already, and ultimately I'll let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching I Care a Lot. We're at the 1 hour, 4 minute, and 14 second mark. So, it's like what they said, of course. Rosamund Pike is the scam artist, and she's the one who goes out and has these elderly people committed to care, whatever. And then she just sells their home and reaps all the, steals all their money is what she's doing. So, and she's got everybody, in her back pocket, from doctors to judges, so on and so forth. But as they mentioned, she gets one woman who happens to be played by Diane West from Footloose. How about that, right? That's where she's from, Footloose. But yeah, I mean, she's from other things too, but that's where I recognize her. So she picks her up. It's funny because in the movie, her name is Jennifer Peterson. And so Rosamund Pike has a partner. And I'm watching this partner, who helps her with all this, and they're partners in a relationship as well. I didn't mean that when I said that, but they are. But they're partners in crime as well. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, boy, she looks familiar. And I guess because I'm thinking about Footloose, Flashdance, the old Flashdance movie. I think her name was Jennifer Beals. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. This can't be her. This is so many years later. And it's not. It's Eiza González from Baby Driver. Again, she's in other things too, but that was the first thing that I recognized her from. That's her, and she looks just completely different the way she did her hair, but I thought it was funny. Jennifer Beals, Jennifer Peterson, whatever. The whole point is they have her in there, and Peter Dinklage is the woman's son. At least that's what it appears. He mentions mother. We don't know the whole gamut yet of what's going on here, but he's they're trying to steal from her and take everything, and he's trying to get her out of there. And he seems to be well connected, and has, so he's really trying hard to get her out. And she doesn't want to be in there, but Rosamund Pike's fighting. So it's pretty elaborate. It's not as, I thought it was a simple story about a crooked person taking advantage of the elderly, which it is. But then there's the elderly fighting back with her son, kind of, in a way. And he happens to be part of the Russian mob, but powerful guy. So that's where we are, and there's more details here and there, but ultimately that's a breakdown of what this movie is about, and it is pretty interesting. So I was also afraid it was based on a true story, because that would be depressing. But there you go. I'm going to get back into it. There's 53 minutes left, so if anything interesting happens between now and then, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you at the end, give you my final thoughts. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of I Do Care, right? I Care a Lot. Sorry, I Care a Lot. And I have to say, I think it was pretty good. The whole, when we checked in last, and the whole premise of the movie really becomes Rosamund against Peter Dinklage's character, right? And it's a battle against each other, which is a very far-fetched and unbelievable type of battle. You know what I mean? he's part of, I'm assuming, some Russian mob going up against this very bright, intelligent woman who has, figured out a way to scheme, everybody and got everybody in her back pocket. But I mean, like, I would think that no matter how talented and smart she is, can you really battle against like a mobster in a sense? So, that aside, that whole piece was, and I think that might be for some of the scores, but, you're, at this point, you're invested in the movie. It's an hour and some odd minutes long, right? Almost 2 hours long, hour and 58 minutes long, and, you're invested. So, you let that go and you just try and enjoy it, and, see where it's going to go, and how's it going to end, and you got different ideas, and who are you rooting for, really? They do a good job of, like, I mean, as I explained it to you, obviously you're rooting for Peter and his mother, and the Rosamund Pike is the bad person, and everything she's doing is just wrong, and you can't root for her, you gotta root for him, right? But they kind of draw you into her character. I mean, like I said, Eiza González is her friend. You kind of like her, and there's times where you're like, you're on Rosamund Pike's side. So they do a good job with that, is what I'm trying to say. So you're maybe potentially conflicted on who you're rooting for. You're torn a little bit, but you're excited to see, maybe not excited, but you're interested to see what's going to happen at the end. And found that I liked what they did. I won't even say anything there. There's a lot to unpack, I think, and I thought that, and just like in most movies, the end either makes or breaks. And not that it made this movie, it was good, not great, but the end really helped a lot. There you go. That's what I got for you. Hopefully that was helpful. It's always hard to review these movies without ruining them. But in the end, I thought it was fun to watch, and I'm glad I did it. I wasn't going to, but the ending really made it worthwhile. Alright, that's it. I'm repeating myself now. Don't want to do that. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, of course. If you want to drop me some comments, love to hear from you. And tell all your friends. And continue to come back. Kimmel's Irish Pub.